Yo, want to make this video because I wanted to talk about a topic I've been seeing on the internet about people saying that Genshin Impact's racist, or Mihoyo's racist, or China's racist. I just wanted to talk about this. As you can see, you got this character, Ororon, or whatever his name is. He's actually based off of a African god in the Yoruba tribe, I believe, the Yoruba pantheon, and his name's actually Oloron, I think is how it's pronounced. And they basically just took that and then put it on a white character. Took his name, kind of changed it up a little bit, took some design elements, and then designed. I think they designed the zone around the culture, or maybe it was like a mix of different cultures. But people are pretty upset because if you're gonna take a culture that's not didn't consist of white people, then they're kind of hopeful that means that the character is going to be non-white, and then turns out it's just another white character. And when you look at Genshin Impact, I believe there are three non-white characters technically, Candace and Kaya, and there I think there's a third one. I don't know her name. But I'll show you in a little bit that how that's actually not really the case. Um, and the thing is just that people want more non-white characters in these Eastern Gotch games because these Eastern Gotch games are fun. They're popular. And they're marketed towards a global market. But at the end of the day, the truth is that they're a gotcha game. Gotcha games are super popular in the East. Gotcha culture is much more accepted in the East. People are more willing to spend money on gotcha games in the East, so they tend to generate more revenue. There tends to be more people playing the gotcha games in the East. So because of the way the East is they're not as racially diverse as we are in the West. They tend to be a lot more homogenized, especially in China and I believe Japan as well. So when it comes to representation, it's pretty much just representing one race. And these white characters, I guess, work for Chinese people. So they work for Chinese people. They clearly work for white people. And they work for a lot of non-white people too. So the company ends up just making the white characters because that's going to make them the most money. And as a business, you're going to do what makes you the most money. That Mihoyo is not some religious organization, some charity trying to spread virtue and ethics. They're trying to make money. So they're going to do whatever makes them the most money, even if it may come off as racist or whatever. They're going to do what makes them the most money. So you could say that the circumstances are horrible, but when it comes to the company, they're just doing what's in their best interest. They're just trying to do what makes them the most money. You could maybe argue they shouldn't be appropriating culture designs or whatever, but I'd say the way you do that is just don't play their game and just don't give them money. And if enough people in the West do that, then maybe that will get them to stop doing that kind of stuff. Either way, I am going to show you some pictures of Genshin because I don't actually play the game. I don't have it downloaded, but then I'll also show you some footage of ZZZ, some footage of Snowbreak, some footage of Wuthering Waves, and then some footage of two other games on mobile that are gotcha games that actually do have characters that are non-white. There's not a lot, but at least you have some. And they're not the non-white that Genshin or Snowbreak does. They're actually non-white characters, and you'll see what I mean in a little bit. So stay tuned. Alright, here's the Genshin portion of the video. As you can see, I don't have Genshin, like I said, so I just got the characters, put them what their in-game models look like, took the pictures, put them in, and then what you can see in the middle is a picture of my leg and my arm. My leg has no tan and my arm has a tan. I am very white. I'm a very white guy, and the fact that my tanned arm looks like it's darker than Candace and maybe equal or maybe even a little bit darker than Kaya, I mean, tells me that, yeah, I don't think these characters are really dark characters, non-white characters. They're just white characters with a tan. So I could be wrong, I don't know, but like you'll see later on with the other games that what a real dark skinned character should look like, or at least what I think they got right in the other games. So yeah, it's the Genshin part of the video. Alright, here's ZZZ. So here's white character, robot character, white character, furry character, white character, another furry character, whatever this thing is. Okay, this character, which is the first non-white character, white character, white character, white character, white character, white character, and white character. But of course, if we look at Nekomata, well, I would say she fails the tan arm test, at least in my regard, and I'm white as fuck. So what the fuck does that tell you? At least you can say about this game, I suppose, it does have diversity in terms of non-humans. It's got a robot character. It's got this thing. It's got a bear guy that you can play. And then, of course, it's got a dog that you can play. So, yeah, it's kind of nice. But for skin color, all you got is Nekomata. And, I mean, you got this thing, I guess. But, yeah, you got Nekomata. For real skin color, you got Nekomata. And, at best, it's a tan. Alright, here's Snowbreak. So, we have pretty much all white characters except for one character in the game, which is Nita. Where is she? Right here. And yeah, she's the non-white character, the only one in the game. And, you know, yeah, with the tan arm test, pretty sure she would fail, even with my arm. You could be the judge of it for yourself. But, yeah. If you have a tan on your body and you're a white guy or girl or whatever, just compare that to this character. And if your arm's darker, then that's how you know it's basically just a white character with a tan. So this isn't even a Mihoyo game. So again, this is a more of an Eastern problem. This company, Amazing Seasun Games, is a Chinese company. So they're also in China just like Mihoyo. Another nice thing, though, I suppose, is if you look, you can see there are kind of like dreads, sort of, or braids. The back of her hair, so I guess they kind of put a little bit of that, but again, they made the front straight, so I don't know, maybe that's, I don't know. So, yeah. It seems like at the very least it's a China problem. Alright, here I am with Wuthering Waves, a game made by Kuro, yet again, another Chinese company. This game has no playable non-white characters that I am aware of at all. And as far as I'm aware, there aren't even any non-white characters in the game, period. Even in like the story or the environment or what enemies or allies or whatever. As far as I'm aware, maybe there's one character in one side quest somewhere that I haven't done yet. But, yeah. So this game, I mean, you know, even though the attempt is pretty poor on Mihoyo and Snowbreak's part for non-white characters, I guess it's still an attempt. This game doesn't even bother. But the thing about this game, I will say, that's really nice, that I really like, is it's got age diversity. Because the problem with a lot of anime games is that the women are usually going to be like 16, 17, 18, and that's it, right? And then the men are going to be maybe men, or they're going to be like teenage boys. This game, you could play Calcharo, he's a man. You can play Gian, he's physically a man. You can play Yinlin, she's a woman, she acts like a woman. Cheng Li's coming out, she looks like a woman, she acts like a woman. Rover, she looks more like she'd be high school, maybe college. Baija looks like she maybe just graduated college, or she's like still early on college, or maybe she's high school graduate. Jinshi, and so on. And then, Alto, he looks like he could be like a high school graduate. This guy looks like he could be someone's dad. So, and then Yang Yang, she looks like she'd probably be like a sophomore in high school. This guy, definitely looks like he could be a bit older, but still kind of young. So like in his 20s. So you get the point. It doesn't have any skin color diversity, and they don't even make an attempt to do it. Maybe they will in the future, probably not. But hey, at least there's age diversity. So if you want to play a man, a little girl, a woman, you can play from all ages. Because of course, it's a gacha game. It's a anime game, so of course there's going to be lollies too. So you can even play little kids. And I think in this game, Ying Lang or whatever his name is, he's the tiger guy. He's a male lolly. So they even give you a male lolly in this game, which I think a lot of times the lollies are just women, like Genshin Impact. So I think maybe Genshin Impact there's male lollies. I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, yeah, so it's got every kind of age you could play with. So it just doesn't have any skin color. Yo, so this is action time, and I bet you can already tell that this character on the right, Eleanor, yeah, she's not a white character. This character on the left, Ingrid, yeah, she's not a white character. However, this character in the middle, if you did the arm test, at least for me, I think she would pass the arm test, and you'd be like, oh, this is a non-white character. No, she actually is a white character. See? It's just, this is a skin that gives her a tan. So she just has a better tan than me. All over her body, instead of just on her arm, like me. Because I wasn't trying to get a tan. I just got it accidentally. So yeah, even this game's non-white character has a skin that gives you a tan that makes her darker than all the other stuff I've shown you thus far. So yeah, I think that pretty much seals the deal. Now, this game is made by Gremory Games, or maybe just Gremory, and they're actually a Japanese company. So this isn't a Chinese company, it's Japanese. So I don't know if maybe that changes the culture in some way around skin color. I have no idea. But at the end of the day, this is a game where you can actually get women with some skin color. It's a fan service game, so I guess that's a downside, I suppose. You're not going to get the game like Wuthering Waves or Genshin or Zenless or whatever. You're going to get a super fan service game. But at the end of the day, it's a fan service game, gacha game that you play on your phone with actual non-white characters in the game. And there's 4 of them. Now, there's 32 total characters, but hey, 4 is better than nothing, right? Which is basically what all the other games were. So you got, of course, Ingrid. You got Eleanor. And then you have UK Kaze. Now, she's a lolly, and I tend to usually not play lollies. Every now and then I'll play one. I think Spinell's a lolly, and she uses a great sword, so I'll bear with it for her. But in general, I don't play lollies, so I usually don't even really count lollies. But if you don't have a problem with lollies, then you can count her too. And that's 4 characters. But even if you don't count lollies, you still have 3, and you have Phantasm, who is actually a succubus. This is what her normal costume looks like. Who's a succubus, and you can take her wings on and off. You can take that thing off too. So there are at least 3 women characters, or yeah, 3 women characters that are non-white, and then even a lolly one. So you even get a lolly character in this game that is non-white. And then you can even get a white character and get a skin for her, and I think the skin's always available. And the nice thing about this game is a lot of the skins you can just buy for free to play. So, like this one, once I have enough gems, I can just buy it. So, you could probably just get all the non-white stuff, and I guess a tan character in this game. This game, the characters aren't tied to the gacha, so you can get them whenever you want. So, this is a game to play if you really want something on your phone and you want hot characters. There's no men, I guess, so yeah, no brown men, but at least you can get some brown women on a gacha game for your phone. Alright, so here I am with the final thing. Nike, which I believe is made by a Korean developer. I can't remember the name of the company. As you can see, the character in the middle is brown. Definitely even potentially not mixed race, I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, yeah, this game's also got non-white characters. You got my arm over there to show you that, yeah, she's definitely passes the test. And even volume over on the left, I'd say even passes the test too. The other characters, maybe not so much. But, yeah. And, of course, this isn't any gameplay. I don't have the game installed, but this game's all about artwork, pretty much. It's a 2D game. It's just these characters, but animated. So this is what they'll actually look like in the game. So, yeah, this is... It seems like if you want games with non-white characters that are gacha games and Eastern, it's probably going to be a fan service game. I don't know if that's just because, the people who will actually pay money on the game usually are men, and then if you give them, non-white characters that are sexy, then they'll throw money at them, because Wuthering Waves is definitely, they released Yinlin and now they're releasing Changli, so it definitely seems like they're tapping into that market. And then you look at ZZZ, they're tapping into the fan service market to some degree as well, because they in Genshin they do a lot of censorship on the rears of characters, and it seems like they have not applied that same censorship to ZZZ. And if they continue not to do so, then that is them effectively selling some form of fan service in their game. So it seems like if they're going to capitalize on that, and then the only fan service games, the only games with non-white characters seem to be the fan service ones, it may imply that there is a financial incentive to make non-white characters in Eastern gacha games, as long as it's a fan service game, because you'll still be able to make money off of them. Because at the end of the day, a lot of the people that complain about non-white characters that don't play the game, they're not going to obviously give money. So if the game gets those characters, they're usually not going to come and play the game. They're just going to go complain about something else. So the people that actually give the company money are the people who will actually be able to influence what the company does. So if you really want these games to, have more brown characters than the non-fan service ones, then yeah, I guess you gotta start paying up. Otherwise, I don't see why the company would take a financial hit to make some people in the West happy. It seems ridiculous. So yeah, at least if you want that kind of stuff, though, at least it exists in these 2 fan service games that you can play on your phone and you can play on PC. So that does exist. If you know of any games that are not fan service, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know, because I want, non-white characters. I'd also love if they're fat characters, but, we're probably never going to get that. But yeah, it'd be nice to have more non-white characters as well. in a non-fan service game. Because I like fan service games, but I also like to play non-fan service games. I like to play serious games too. And Wuthering Waves is nice because it's got a way to kind of have some fan service, but it's also still more geared towards just a serious fun game. So it would be nice if we could have a game like that on mobile with also non-white characters. I mean, obviously have the white characters if you can, but also have non-white characters. That would be nice. But it looks like, at least if it's going to be developed in the East, especially China, then it's very unlikely that that will be the case. So, yeah, that's the video.